Welcome to the Heartlifter Way. I'm Janell Rardon, and this is a gentle space for emotionally weary women to breathe, heal, and carry life differently. Here on the Heartlifter Way, we walk the gentle path, grounded in what is real, expressing emotions with self-compassion, nourishing our nervous systems, trusting in God's daily presence and care, listening to our body's quiet wisdom, and embracing micro movements forward in hope. Welcome to a birth season, trusting what is taking shape. There is a gentler way to live. For the next 90 days, I'm entering what I'm calling a birth season. A sacred season of listening, noticing, discerning, and trusting what is taking shape. Not a season of striving, not a season of forcing, not a season of pushing through, but a season of quiet, gentle tending. Over the years, one symbol has continued to find its way into my writing, my garden, my prayers, and now this journey, the moonflower. It started with a beautiful book by Jan Karen, and it has stayed with me ever since. I was in a moonflower season, for sure. The moonflower blooms in the evening. It opens gradually. It cannot be rushed. Perhaps that's why I love it so much. I remember standing with my phone in my hand to video right at dusk when I knew it was going to start twirling and swirling and whirling into the expansive, beautiful white bloom that it is. And after about 40 minutes, I thought, this is going to be very, very slow. And I wasn't in the place that I'm in today, so I stopped videoing it. Maybe this summer, I can do it. As I begin this 90-day discernment journey, I invite you to follow along with me and pay attention to these 4 questions. What keeps returning? What gentle nudges am I experiencing? What is becoming clearer? And how is my body feeling and sensing this quiet, gentle season of tending? I don't know exactly what will emerge by September 1st, but I trust with all of my heart that God is more committed to my calling, to my life, to my purpose, to my passions, to my family than I am. And I trust that something beautiful is taking shape. The thing about the moonflower vine, which I just planted, a little sprout for my first granddaughter, Elena Rose, because she has found a moonflower in a beautiful picture book. And then we gave her a little unicorn because she's obsessed, as all 4-year-old little girls might be, with this plush, yummy unicorn. And she named it Moonflower. What? So I planted one and I checked it the other day, and it is already clinging, and rising up the trellis. I'll be reading from my 3rd book, Stronger Every Day, because I wrote quite a lot about my little moonflower vine in that book. So welcome to my birth season. The origin of this is a few months ago, well, maybe about 10 specifically. I realized I was carrying more questions than answers. You might relate to that. Not troubling questions per se, sacred questions. Questions that held some spiritual gravity. Questions about my vocation, my work, about what God was growing in my life. Questions about you, Heartlifters, because I love and serve you here and in all my writings, over on Heartlift Wellness, on Substack, on Facebook, Instagram, all the places. You are always in my prefrontal cortex, where I think, if I'm feeling this way, maybe other women are feeling this way too, but are afraid or really don't know what's going on, and they don't really know what to do about it. So, a birth season was born. I had a lot of questions about what was becoming clearer and clearer. For years, I've taught women about healing, spiritual formation, embodied spirituality, and the gentle work of becoming. It all started with Marriage and Family, my first book, and then as I entered into a season of needing more training, getting my master's in counseling, minoring in marriage and family systems, I entered into a 13-year practice that evolved into trauma-informed care. So much like the moonflower takes quite a long time to unfold and swirl and whirl and twirl, my vocational journey has been the same. And I've loved every minute of it. Yet beneath all of those themes, I sensed something deeper now is taking shape. Yes, it really began in that ER room when my sweet little Heartlifter heart needed a heart lift, and I went into what they diagnosed as atrial fibrillation, but then later atrial flutter. So on February 12th, I had my cardiac ablation. I'm a ways out from that now, and I'm gaining my strength. But my tendency is to rush the process. It always has been. And when God has knocked me flat, I don't know any other way to say it, I do okay for a season, but then I get right back into my old habits of striving, performing, rushing, etc. Not this time. So in the beginning, I couldn't quite see what was forming. Of course, I was in the shock phase, but I could feel it and sense it in every nerve in my body. My instinct was to figure it out. That's who I am. I am a teacher at my core. And when I learn something, I feel compelled to share it. But I remember even riding in the ambulance that fateful day and thinking to myself, well, I'll be talking about this in the future. And then I hushed my heart and I said, oh, no. Shh. Breathe, Janell. Listen to the quiet language of your body. It's trying to tell you something absolutely critical for the longevity of your life. This is all about you right now. Not anybody else. You. You and you alone. And that's where it began. And that was really hard. So my instincts are always to figure things out, to dive deep, put the boots on, you know me, get behind the words, find the words underneath the words, define things, organize them, build something. Instead, as I said, I felt invited to shh. As the urgent care doctor said to me, Janell, would you lay back? I don't even think she said lay back. She said, lay back. Be quiet. Let me do my job. Around the same time, I have once again felt drawn again to the moonflower, like I said, a flower that I've written about. The moonflower blooms in the evening. It opens slowly. It cannot be forced. It unfolds, like I said, so slowly and gently. And you know, when I wrote about it in Stronger Every Day, I could never have imagined that I would find myself in the back of an ambulance, in the ER, being told I have a cardiac issue. Never, ever. So the more I have reflected lately on the return of this symbolic vine in my life, the more I realized it mirrored the season I am entering again, this birth season. Something is growing, something is taking shape, but it's not yet ready to harvest. Yet, I want to harvest it. I want to rush the process. I've written a one sheet. That's what I do. I want to send in a book proposal. I want to get ahead of myself, get ahead of God. Can you relate to that? I think most of us are very high-functioning women who have learned how to do life in a pushing, striving way. I think maybe most women do this. It's just part of our DNA. We take care of a lot of things. But you see, it's not harvest time yet. So what do we do with that? Maybe if we like getting ahead of God, or we want to fix things or a person or a situation in our family. But God is saying, shh, 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 shh. Let's grow this gently and slowly. Water it, give it some fertilizer, make sure it's getting the sun, make sure the earth is great and rich and fertile. You see, this time, whatever God is growing needs time. It needs space. It needs attention. And most of all, it needs trust. As I've written, when they closed the curtains of that ER room, they turned the lights down, and all I could do was hear my thoughts. And I prayed. That ER room for me became an altar of becoming. And so instead of rushing ahead of things, I'm taking 90 days. Yes, not to produce, although I'll be producing here, but this is joyous. This gives me great pleasure. No striving, no launching of anything. Although I am launching this, but this is so joyous. It's bringing me so much joy. It's very, very personal, but yet I love bringing you into this process because that's what we do here at the Heartlifter Way. We walk together. The Heartlifter Way is a way of being, a way of moving through our lives in a gentle, self-compassionate, spiritually attuned and aware, loving way. So I'm going to pay attention to what keeps returning. What do I keep noticing? Symbols for me, birds. Yeah, cardinals, great white herons, goldfinches, blue herons. They just keep appearing. I'm going to be listening for gentle nudges. Look at this. Look at that. I'm going to be opening my Bible, the solid rock upon which I stand, and mining it for gold once again. I'm going to observe what you're responding to. So I am inviting you to talk with me. Meet me on Heartlift Wellness Substack. That's just at Heartlift Wellness. I have started a subscriber chat. I have a free and a paid. If you choose to support my work, thank you. But we're going to be chatting, and it's just going to be what God is showing me during this process of a birth season. I like calling it a birth season because that's what it feels like in my life, a season of gestation, hidden growth, a season of becoming. The birth season is not about finding perfect answers. It's about learning to trust the slow, gentle unfolding process, one step at a time, one day at a time. Bottom line, it's trusting what is taking shape. This actually started as a grandmother's anticipation. When I started thinking about the summer and the fall and trying to make some plans, I remember that my daughter, my twin daughter, my sweet daughter, mother of baby June, is now expecting her second baby late September. And I started thinking about that season in her life of a beautiful baby growing in her womb. And I thought that the months leading up to that sacred arrival is a literal birth season. There's expectancy, preparation, wonder, a sense that something beautiful's growing, even though it's not yet visible. Well, we can see the bump. And then something remarkable happened. That metaphor just moved from my family story into my own life. And as I watch my beautiful daughter carry new life, I've realized that I'm carrying something too. Not a baby. No, I'm well past those days. But a season, a message, a body of work for this third act of my life. I got a clearer understanding, these things take time, of what the Heartlifter Way is becoming. And that's when this birth season stopped being only about my beautiful grandbaby's arrival and became a way of understanding my own journey. And I actually think this makes this beautiful journey even more special because it's rooted in a real life experience. I will confess, I was sitting at my desk writing, like I said, one sheets that we do and book proposals and doing all the things. And God just said, shh, shh, shh. No. It's not time. It's not time. It might be Chronos time, but it's not Kairos time. Daughter, as I love, he calls me daughter, I want you to take some time. So I feel like I'm living inside a metaphor, which is fun. I love metaphors. And I'm watching someone I love so deeply carry something precious that requires time, patience, trust, preparation, surrender, and I recognize those same qualities in my own discernment process. Like any birth season, it requires trust. So I'm giving myself, and I'm inviting you into it, 90 days. 90 days to listen, 90 days to notice, 90 days to discern, 90 days to trust what's taking shape. And what began as this anticipation for my baby arriving, my grandbaby arriving in late September, is now an invitation to honor a season of emergence, of unfolding. Doesn't that just sound lovely? A sacred season of becoming. Oh, I love it. Mary Oliver once said, "Instructions for living a life. Pay attention, be astonished, and tell about it." Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm inviting you into this season of becoming to pay attention, to attune to your body and all the somatic, beautiful things that are happening within your body, to honor your body, give your body a break, give it some fresh air, give it some time to watch the unfolding of beautiful blooms, to walk through nature, to sit, to see sunrises and sunsets, to just be. It's simple, contemplative. This is the Heartlifter Way. Please take a moment or two to go to janellrardon.com. You'll be on the front page of my website for just a second, and then a pop-up will come, and you can subscribe to Heartlift Wellness and the Heartlifter Way right there. It's so simple. It will take you to Heartlift Wellness on Substack. Subscribe either as a free or paid subscriber and read all about what we're doing. And I'll meet you there for a weekly beautiful essay on this birth season we're entering and moving through. And we'll have some chats. If you've never used Substack, it's really easy. And I love that platform, and I love communing with you. So I hope to hear from you and walk alongside you this summer through our birth season, trusting what is taking shape. Our very first question to carry here in our birth season is, what are you planting in your life in this season right now? I'll tell you, I am planting patience. And I'll talk more about that later. In closing, the Heartlifter Way Discernment Prayer. God, help me listen for what keeps returning. Give me eyes to see what is taking shape, ears to hear your gentle invitations, and courage to trust the unfolding process. May I follow peace rather than pressure, wisdom rather than urgency, and your presence rather than perfection. Teach me how to honor the quiet language of my body, the wisdom of my soul, and the light you have placed before me, one luminous step at a time. Amen. This is the gentle path. This is the Heartlifter Way.